Howdy guys, lovely to see you all again. Today we're going to be looking at Kiko's second solo in Dystopia by Megadeth. It is once again delicious and a doozy, and lots of tapping. Let's take a look. Just in case you guys forgot, we are in D standard tuning, which goes D, G, C, F, A, D. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. All right guys, let's take a look at the first section. It's all tapping and it is super fun. I'm going to start with the tap from 12 of the first string, and then I'm going to pull off 8 to 5, and then pull that 5 off to an open note. Then from that point, I'm going to hammer the 5 back down, and then hammer back to 8, and that should give us a group of 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do 2 groups of 6 in a row. And then after that, I just do a group of 4. So each bar is going to have 16 notes all together. So on that third group, that group of 4, I'm just ending on the open note. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go through that slowly again. 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then I do exactly the same thing. My tap stays where it is, but I'm going to play 10, 7 to open on my fretting hand, pull off to the open note, and then hammer 7 to 10. We're going to do a group of 6, a group of 6, and a group of 4. So all together. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the tap over a fret. We're going to play 13, 12, 8, and then open. And then we're going to work forwards again. Once again, 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. So those first 3 groups should all be pretty damn similar. Hopefully that's all making sense. The last group is a little bit different though. I'm going to tap 12 again, but this time I'm going to be rolling back through 3 notes on my fretting hand with no open notes. I'm going to do the tap on 12, and then I'm going to pull off 10, 8, 7, and then roll that back forwards. So it goes 10, so 12, 10, 8, 7, 8, 10. And once again, 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the whole first section. Let's try that again relatively slowly, and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Okay, let's have a look at the second section. I'm going to start off with the vibrato on 17 at the first string. Then I work into this phrase. I'm going to play 17 to 19 and then bend 19 twice. But the second one's going to be quite quick. So this is what we should have thus far from the start. Okay, then after that I work into a pentatonic lick quite similarly to one of the shapes we dealt with in the first solo. So I'm going to start off with this. Bit of a Zakk Wylde feel here. I'm playing 12 to 14 on the 4th and 3rd string, and I play that group of 4 notes twice. And then I'm just going to work my way through the pentatonic. So the next group of 4 I'm going to deal with, I'm going to play 14 of the 4th string, then 12 to 14 on the 3rd and 13 of the 2nd string. So we should have 3 groups of 4 now. The next group I'm going to add, still working, I guess that would be around position 4 of A minor pentatonic, if that makes sense. So this thing that I'm doing here, I'm playing 12 to 14 on the 3rd string and then 13, 15 on the 2nd. So now we should have 4 groups of 4. Then I'm going to bend 15 up and back, pull off to 13 on the 2nd string. And then I go, so it's nearly exactly the same thing, but the second time I'm going to hit the bend at the top again before I pull it down and then do the pull off to 13. So we've got, at the end of that, resolving that to 14 of the third string. So that's quite a pentatonic-y lick. Hopefully that's all making sense. And that is all of the second section. So let's go back to the start of it, play it at a gentlemanly pace, and then again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. All right, so section 3. The good news with this is that we're going to be dealing with a very, very similar grouping system that we had in section 1. So I've got more tapping again. I'm going to tap 20, 17, 12 on the first string. And then after that, open note hammering 12 to 17. And that's going to make up our first group of 6. We're going to do that twice. And then, you guessed it, a group of 4. So we're going to do the same thing now. I'm going to tap 20 and then I'm going to play 15, 12 open and then work that forwards. 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. The next group I'm going to deal with, I'm going to tap 20 still, but I'm going to pull off 17 to 13, play the open note, roll it forwards once again. 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. That should give us altogether sort of 3 tapping groups. The last group that we're going to deal with is very similar to the third, but all I'm going to do is bring my tap over to 22 of the first string. So we're going to play 22, 17, 13 open, roll it forwards. Once again, we're going to be doing 2 groups of 6 and a group of 4. So a relatively simple section, all things considered. Let's go right back to the start of it, play it again at a gentlemanly pace, and then again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. All right, guys, last section. This one is a bit of a doozy, so please be patient with yourselves with it. We're going to start off with 2 big delicious bends from 22 of the first string. Then I work into this phrase. All right, let's slow that down. After the 2 big bends, I'm playing 17 of the second into 20 of the first. And then the next couple of phrases, we're going to be doing 2 of each note. So you're going to kind of do 2 little quick double notes. That kind of vibe. So what I'm doing here is I'm going from 17 to 20, and then I'm going to play 17 of the second string twice, and then 19 of the first twice. Then I go to this. Let's slow that down. I'm playing 18 of the second string twice, and 17 of the first twice. Then I go back to the 18 of the second again, twice again, and then I want to play 15 of the first string. So we should have, at the end of that, I'm going to do a slide from 17 to 15 on the second string. And then after that, I'm going to play 18 twice and 15 twice. So let's go right back to the start of the section, see what we've got thus far, and then we'll keep going. So we've got single notes. At the end of that, I've got 4 pull-offs in a row, playing 17, 16, 15. If you want to, you can also shred it. So you could have, I think in the grand scheme of things at that speed, it's kind of difficult to tell what makes more sense. So we're just going to add in 4 of those, and then it works into this phrase. Let's slow that down, and then we'll add the last arpeggio to it. So what I was doing here was playing 16, 17, 16, 15 on the second string. At the end of that, I'm pulling off 17 to 14 on the third string. At the end of that, I'm going to do some rolling legato here. 17, 16, 14 on the third string. I'm only plucking the first note of this. And then I jump to 17 of the fourth, and then back down to 14 of the third. That's going to sound like this. Let's try that whole last phrase again. All right, let's have a look what we've got from the start of the section. Hopefully that's making sense. After that, I'm going to work into this phrase. So it's basically working with what would be, I guess, in standard tuning an F major arpeggio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide into 17 of the 3rd string and pull off to 14. And then from that point, I'm kind of ascending up what would be quite a triady arpeggio. The only difference is instead of, I guess, playing the high A, if we're in standard tuning, you're playing a G instead. It's a little bit different. So after that pull off, I'm going to play 15 of the 4th, then I hammer 14 to 17 on the 3rd string, and then I'm going to do a hammer on pull off 13, 15 to 13 on the 1st string. So we've got... Then at that next point, I'm just going to reverse back through that arpeggio, backwards and forwards. So I'll go through that slowly. 17 to 14 of the 3rd string, 15 of the 4th, and then 14, 17 is a hammer on. So let's go right back to the start with that slide now. At the end of that, I'm going to do a hammer on from 13 to 15, and then add a big sexy bend from 20. So let's go from that slide into the arpeggio now. With the pull off, we'll put it all together, and then we'll go right back to the start of the section. Hopefully that's making sense. All right, let's go right back to the start of the section with the 222 bends. We'll work through it and then we'll do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. And that was Kiko's second solo from Dystopia by Megadeth. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please click the links in the description box to my Learn That Solo fan page on Facebook. Also have a Patreon and a Udemy course down in that description box. And also stay tuned for Solo 3, the delicious Dave Mustaine solo. Anyway, catch you guys all very soon.